This is CBN NewsWatch.
And thank you so much for joining us. I'm Ephraim Graham. The Justice Department is complying with President Trump's demand to investigate if the agency spied on his campaign. At the center of the controversial request, the Deputy Attorney General, who is in charge of the Russia investigation. Our Charlene Aaron is on the story.
The White House says the FBI and officials from the Department of Justice will meet with congressional leaders to review highly classified material on the Russia investigation. Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein and FBI Director Christopher Wray met with the president Monday after his call for an investigation into whether the FBI or the Department of Justice used an informant to spy on his 2016 campaign. The New York Times reports that the FBI sent a confidential informant to speak to Trump campaign advisors who had made suspicious contacts with the Russians before the election. In an interview on Fox News, Vice President Mike Pence said the American people have a right to know what happened.
The Inspector General has the resources to get to the bottom of it. He's been working on a major report about the FBI's conduct, and by expanding into this role, we're very confident that we'll get to the bottom of it. We'll find out what happened, and the American people and all of us will have the facts.
Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer suggests there is no evidence that the FBI sent a spy into the Trump campaign.
That he would issue such an absurd and abusive demand based on no evidence shows just how little regard the president has for the rule of law.
The vice president also stood by his call that special counsel Robert Mueller end his investigation into potential collusion between the Trump campaign and Russia during the 2016 election.
We have fully cooperated in this investigation. As I said, over 1 million documents have been provided. And I just said, for the sake of the country, and I think it's time that the special counsel wrap it up. And I think that's probably an opinion widely shared by people all across America.
White House Chief of Staff John Kelly will arrange the meeting between congressional leaders and the DOJ to review the materials. Charlene Aaron, CBN News.
Here now is a look at some of the other big headlines we're following for you inside the CBN newsroom. A small group of foreign journalists arrived in North Korea to observe the closing of a nuclear test site. But South Korean media was left out. Closing the facility is a display of goodwill before Kim Jong-un meets with President Donald Trump for a summit next month, but the exclusion of South Korea is a troubling sign. President Trump will be meeting with South Korea's president Tuesday to prepare to discuss North Korea. Pope Francis is receiving backlash for some highly controversial comments made during a private conversation to an openly gay man. The Pope reportedly told the man, quote, "God made you like this." The man was a victim in Chilean sex abuse scandal. The Vatican declined to confirm or deny the remarks. It has been 1 year since a suicide bomber killed 22 people at an Ariana Grande concert in Manchester. Now the singer is back in the city hosting a fundraiser to honor the victims. She tweeted, "Thinking of you all today and every day." Manchester will also remember the day with a series of memorial services. You can find out more on these stories throughout the day at cbnnews.com. In his first major address, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo focused on Iran, warning leaders to change course or face their strongest sanctions in history. CBN's national security correspondent Eric Rosales is on the story.
Secretary of State Mike Pompeo gave his first major foreign policy address here at Washington, D.C.'s Heritage Foundation. The secretary presented the new U.S. strategy on dealing with Iran after President Trump's withdrawal from the Iran nuclear deal.
As President Trump said 2 weeks ago, he is ready, willing, and able to negotiate a new deal. But the deal is not the objective. Our goal is to protect the American people.
Pompeo listed 12 demands that would be the framework for a potential new treaty with Iran. They include Iran fully disclosing and permanently abandoning its nuclear weapons program, ending its ballistic missile program, and allowing inspectors access to all nuclear sites, including military locations which were off limits under the 2015 deal.
Iran must release all U.S. citizens, as well as citizens of our partners and allies, each of them detained on spurious charges.
Pompeo characterized Iran as an international menace that must end all support of terrorists such as Hezbollah, Hamas, and the Islamic Jihad.
The length of the list is simply a scope of the malign behavior of Iran. We didn't create the list. They did.
The secretary said the U.S. will also ask Europe to reimpose economic sanctions in a bid to bring Iran back to the negotiating table. If they don't join the U.S., some see that as a costly choice.
If they continue taking their rhetoric to the most logical conclusion, that means they would be willing to side with the world's foremost state sponsor of terrorism as opposed to the world's best economy.
America's enemies must understand that the United States will stand up to those who threaten the free world.
Reaction came swift from Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. He said anyone who wants to stop Iranian aggression and support peace should support the United States, just like Israel does. While a spokesman for the Iranian Foreign Ministry called the new policy ridiculous and embarrassing and more like a satire. Secretary Pompeo says the U.S. demands are not unreasonable, yet welcomes Iran's leaders to take a different path. He adds it's ultimately up to the Iranian people to decide their future. Eric Rosales, CBN News, Washington.
Thank you, Eric. Santa Fe, Texas continues to mourn the devastating loss after a gunman opened fire at a high school last week. People across Texas paused at 10 a.m. to remember the 10 killed and the more than a dozen who were injured. Community members continue to gather outside Santa Fe High School at a growing memorial for the victims. The cross is made and delivered by a man from Chicago who travels to mass murder sites to pay tribute.
At the end, I'm going to be giving these crosses at 40 days to all the family members. I have a lady that's going to every single funeral for me, and she's going to make sure that I get all their contact number and they know that they get these signed crosses in 40 days, and she will distribute those.
The gunman was a 17-year-old student who has been jailed on murder charges. Coming up, the way you get around is changing. See how young people are revolutionizing car buying. As young people migrate to urban areas, many find it is not practical to own a car. So they're coming up with new ways to get around. Here's Caitlin Burke.
If you're in the market for a new car, you may want to get a clunker. Experts say car ownership is changing, and they predict that before long, it will look nothing like it has for the past century.
I think the future car ownership is going to be a mixture of private ownership, but an increasing number of people will opt for car sharing and ride sharing services.
If you're looking for a glimpse into the future, add Arlington, Texas to your list of cities to visit. Here in the entertainment district, you can get a chance to ride in an autonomous vehicle. That means there's nobody driving. However, for now, there is a certified operator on board.
Our two main goals with the program are really testing the technology in a real-world environment, and two, educating the public about it and raising awareness. So the technology is very new. It still has some limitations.
If riding around with no driver isn't what you're looking for, you can try Arlington's on-demand rideshare program, Via.
It is a smartphone app-based service where you can call up a ride. They will come within a block or two of where you're located and drop you off within a block or two of where you'd like to go for a very cheap cost of just $3 per person per trip.
It sounds a lot like Uber or Lyft, the leaders in the rideshare market. The difference is cost.
With Uber or Lyft, the cheapest trip that we could find was about $6, and the most expensive was $14. And we could do all of those same trips with Via in the service area for $3 per trip.
Our next interview is within Via's service area, so we decided to test it out. We're sharing this ride in Via with Ermin. Ermin, where are you going?
I'm going to Santa Post Station.
Do you use Via a lot?
Yeah, a lot. I work in Dallas, so I usually use Via in the morning and the evenings to go to work and come back from work.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for sharing our ride with us.
It's a great pleasure.
Another technology company in the rideshare space is Turo.
Turo is a peer-to-peer car sharing marketplace. So we enable car owners who have a car sitting in their driveway to rent it out. And they rent these vehicles to travelers who are looking for a unique experience.
Why let a stranger drive your car? Because it could ultimately help you pay for it.
Well, I may never be able to afford a car like this Tesla, which typically sells for about $107,000. If I buy one and then rent it out when I don't need it, I could theoretically cover the cost of owning it.
Pierre Arnold and his wife started using Turo to rent out their Tesla several years ago.
Initially, we thought it would be fun to just earn a little extra income on the side. And then it turned into a thing where we were making enough money from doing it that it totally pays for both of our cars, even to the point where we bought a second car specifically to put on Turo.
The average owner renting through Turo makes about $500 a month. The Arnolds do so well, they're adding another car to their fleet.
We have a reservation in on a Model 3, so we're going to finalize that very shortly here and then put that up on Turo right away. So our intention with that one is specifically to rent it out.
Even if you aren't looking for luxury, owning a car and getting from here to there costs money.
There are three components into transportation costs. The cost of vehicle ownership, the cost of driving a car, and the cost of public transit.
Shima Hamidi researches transportation affordability and car dependency. She says low-income families pay the most for car ownership, mainly because affordable housing is rarely close to public transportation. Technological advancements could alleviate some of the financial burden on these low-income families by making the need to own a personal vehicle obsolete. Thomas Bamonte is the man charged with steering the Dallas-Fort Worth region of Texas towards the transportation model of the future.
In this phase, it is engaging colleagues and regional partners in just starting to think ahead. What might the future look like when 30%, 50%, 90% of the rides are done via shared mobility?
There's still a lot of uncertainty around how all of the new technology will roll out and its time frame. But Bamonte says the cities who have taken time to prepare will be rewarded. Caitlin Burke, CBN News, Arlington, Texas.
Still ahead, getting older doesn't have to mean slowing down. We'll show you how you can slow down the clock. We are all growing older, but many of us are aging a bit too fast. And Lori Johnson is here to show us there are dozens of things you can do to slow down the clock.
We all want strong, disease-free bodies and minds to continue working, doing things we love, and spending quality time with people we care about.
Our driver's license says we're one age, but inside our bodies, microscopic telomeres may tell a different story. Scientists can measure them and say the longer, the better.
Telomeres act much like a plastic tip on a shoelace. They protect our chromosomes and DNA, but over time, as cells divide, telomeres shrink, causing health issues. The quicker our telomeres shrink, the quicker we age. Women's health physician Sarah Gottfried noticed she was feeling older than she should and went for testing.
So I was 45. I was interested in telomeres, the little caps on your chromosomes that are the best marker of biological as opposed to chronological aging. And I flunked the test. So at age 45, I had the telomeres of a 65-year-old woman. And that's not what you want to hear when you're 45 years old.
Dr. Gottfried discovered unhealthy lifestyle choices are the main reason telomeres shrink too fast.
Well, I think the biggest problem that no one knows about is that they're aging too fast. And you know, the interesting part for me is that you can measure this.
She developed her own test to score how well a person is aging, which she shares in her book, Younger.
It took me about 5 years to develop it. We had 1,000 people go through it, mostly women, about 98%. And they averaged about 10 years that they added onto their health span.
Like 56-year-old Kathy Pickle.
I was tired all the time.
She wanted her youthful energy back.
I've got kids and I want to still be active with them because they're all really active and outdoorsy.
Dr. Gottfried identified a number of things that cause us to feel old and sluggish.
The big one is I used to not eat many greens at all. It was bad.
Carbohydrates and processed foods can speed up aging, along with carrying too many pounds. So switch to a diet of mostly vegetables, healthy protein like fish, and good fats such as avocados and olive oil.
started using greens in my shakes and meals, started feeling better.
Dr. Gottfried recommends drinking bone broth. It's anti-inflammatory and loaded with skin-firming collagen. Fermented vegetables like kimchi contain immune-boosting probiotics and helps reset blood sugar, which starts to increase after age 40.
While eating the right food keeps us younger longer, so can going without food altogether, because fasting can make our cells more efficient.
Gottfried recommends no food 3 hours before bedtime and 12 hours between dinner and breakfast. Increase that fast to 16 hours between dinner and breakfast once or twice a week.
When it comes to growing younger, I think one of the most important things to do is exercise.
Gottfried says you should walk each day, but don't stop there. Add sprinting to your regimen as well as jumping. That can preserve fast-twitch muscle fibers that begin disappearing at age 40.
What exercise does in the body is it tricks the brain into thinking that you're younger.
We lose muscle as we age, but lifting weights can replace it. Aging gracefully requires proper sleep, 7 to 8.5 hours a night.
I have found that if I come home after work, if I'm really tired, I go and take a nap for maybe half an hour, 45 minutes, and I am rejuvenated. And then for the next 3-4 hours, I feel great, and I can still sleep at night.
Finally, stress.
You know, there was a cost to being a working mother, burning the candle at both ends. There was a cost to my medical training, and it showed up in my telomeres. So this is the problem that I think a lot of people don't know they have, and we need to address it.
Walking for 20 minutes in a calm setting resets cortisol, the stress hormone, and benefits the brain. Also, foam rollers help relieve tight muscles that store tension and stress. And don't forget, prayer minimizes anxiety as well. So while new information shows an estimated 90% of the signs of aging and disease are caused by lifestyle choices, smart ones mean it's possible to stay younger longer. Lori Johnson, CBN News.
Staying younger longer is possible. Get to work. We'll be right back. CBN International is helping deliver the good news to hundreds of children in Thailand. CBN Humanitarian and Disaster Relief held its annual Back to School project in the northern province of Tak. Teams provided food and resources to 400 students and shared messages from the Bible. Each student received a new school bag and a hot meal of grilled chicken. The children also participated in CBN Superbook activities, including watching the episode about Jonah. Right now, it is time for your Tuesday Tweetable. This is a message I hope will inspire you, but also move you to post, tag, tweet, and share it with others. Consider this. God called you for a great purpose, and He did it even before you were formed in your mother's womb. Now the question is, are you answering that call, or are you simply ignoring it? Today is a great day to stop ignoring it and to get started. With that word, I encourage you to make this a terrific Tuesday and get busy fulfilling God's call on your life. That is going to do it for this edition of CBN NewsWatch. Remember, you can always find more of our exclusive coverage of the issues you care most about at cbnnews.com. And of course, we love to hear from you. Let us know what you think about the stories you've seen here today. You can begin doing that by first emailing us, and that email address is newswatch@cbn.com. And of course, you can always reach out and touch us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We certainly love to hear from you. Hope you'll join us again right here next time. Make this a terrific Tuesday, everybody. We'll see you right back here come tomorrow. Goodbye and God bless.